Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guide. This is another episode of the C++ for in another episode of the SFML C++ game series, and in this video we are gonna actually try to set up the SFML that we downloaded in the previous video. So what you downloaded in the previous video would be a zip file, and you need to just unzip that file, and then what you should do is you can go under here in the Solution Explorer, right click on game. This is the project, so right click on whatever project name you've got. So by the way, I skipped one step here. I have already created a project here. Now when you create the project, the template you must choose for the project is going to be an empty project, and after you do that you can go ahead and don't choose a console project or a Windows application, just choose an empty project. And once you do that, just go ahead and create a main.cpp file which is currently empty. Now go right click on the project and go ahead and say properties of the project, open those up, then go under C and then go under general. Now additional include directories. In here you want to kind of paste the path of the SFML wherever you have downloaded it, and then inside of that path what you can go ahead and say is you need to go to the include folder. So yeah, just say SFML, and wherever you have downloaded that, the full path or until the end of the file, and then go ahead and say include, so which is the folder that we want to include. With that done, now go ahead into linker, go ahead into general, and in here we have also got additional library directories, and you can do something similar, except the fact instead of putting include here you need to put lib for library. So yeah, that just put those here. And once you do that, make sure that we've got all configurations, and we are going to change our platform to Win32. Yes, I want to save those, but it did not actually work on Win32, so we need to add that again. Okay, because this, remember, the one we downloaded was 32-bit, so you need to make sure you've got 32-bit one here. And then I'm gonna do that lib, and then go here, and I'm gonna do it again here for the Win32 one as well. Alright, so apply that, and you want to make sure that you've got x86 here, not x32. Now once you do that, let's go to so now we've got that done. Now we actually need to kind of link the libraries and files we want, and then we can start using them. By the way, now what you should see is that if I go ahead and say hashtag include, like we do normally for including anything, then I've got a special kind of folder here. So if I go ahead and say SFML, okay, no, not here. Wow. Interesting, but we haven't got that here, but anyways we'll work about that in a second. But now we need to kind of make it actually debug everything correctly. So how are we gonna actually kind of leak the libraries correctly? So yeah, how are we gonna do that? Now by the way, we are actually going to change this debug to just release, because you don't need to, we just want to set it up everything quickly without worrying about debugs and release stuff. So just change this to release and this to x86. Now going to again into the properties, I'm going to open those properties again, and in linker I'm going to go under input. Now in here we've got a bunch of .lib files. You want to add a couple of extra ones here. Now the one you want to add is going to be SFML system dot lib, like that, and then you need to put a semicolon after that, and then we can add another one here called SFML, and then dash sign, and then just put like a window here. Window is the one that we need to put, and then go ahead and say .lib, and that is awesome. Now let's go ahead and actually go ahead and apply that and hit OK, and let's run our program. It should give an error because we don't have a main function. And yes, and let's see what the main function, what the main, it says that yeah, it did not work with main. Everything else is still working, it seems. So that's pretty awesome. Now after that we can actually start doing our program. Now writing a program should be pretty easy. You can go ahead and say hashtag include, and then now you can say, go ahead and say SFML, provided that you have set it everything correctly. You should have an SFML folder, and you can go ahead and say like something like graphics.hpp, which is a header file. Now go ahead and say int main, and just create the main function like you do normally, and I'm gonna do it here. So that's pretty awesome. And in here if I like run the program now, what should happen? So let's see what happens, and it should it runs and just closes automatically. Now we have included this graphics. If I go ahead and try to go ahead and say sf colon, now because this is requires a because this is a namespace, all of the SFML stuff is included in the sf colon namespace, and in here we can go ahead and say something like window to create a window, and we can create a variable of type window, which is a class, and we can provide it with a constructor. Now it's got a bunch of different constructor. One is one that requires a video mode and a bunch of other stuff. So in order to do that, all you need to do is you need to go ahead and say sf colon video mode, and just call the constructor directly to create a new video mode. And for that you can basically tell the size of the thing, which we are gonna say 320 by 320, let's say. And after doing that, you can go ahead and enter a string, which is the title of the SFML. So we are gonna go ahead and say game, Dodger game, actually Dodger game, because that's the one that we are gonna be creating finally. So Dodger game. And if I go ahead and start, let's see what happens. You can see it gives an error because SFML system2.dll was not found. Now the way we are linking our SFML, it's dynamically linked, which means that we need to kind of copy each of the DLL into our executable folder in order to make it actually work correctly, which means the folder that has got our program, we need to copy all of the DLL files into it. So the way you do that is by going under the where you have downloaded SFML. And in here you can just basically go ahead and go under if I go under here lib, you can see we have got have we got DLL files here, DLL, okay, we have got no DLL files here. So yeah, if yeah, okay, so you need to go under this, you can go out a bunch of DLLs. So what you can do is you can copy all of these DLLs, and I'm gonna open a Visual Studio, and I'm gonna right click on this main.cpp. Let's say go ahead and let's actually go and right click and add an existing item, which opens the thing into here. You can see here is where we have got our this stuff. Now if I go under right click and go under release, and in here I've got a bunch of different stuff here, which is which includes our game.executable file. So we can actually paste the all of the DLLs in here, and I'm not going to actually add them, just paste them and then go ahead and start. And you can see that the program should work essentially, and we did see a small window pop up and then it closed. Well, that means that our SFML works, and we are actually going to start implementing the program in the next video. In this video we set it up, so yeah, that's pretty awesome. So make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you in the next video, and bye.